Dick Whitman bringing you the weather. Let me tell you, I'm happy to say there's nothing but blue skies coming your way. There's nothing but blue skies coming your way. I'm happy to say there's nothing but blue skies coming your way. Blue skies coming your way. Blue skies coming your way. This is weather. Weather. This is weather. Weather. This is weather. Weather. This is weather. Weather. This is Dick Whitman bringing you the weather.
Always stacking bread. Always stacking bread. Always stacking bread. Always stacking bread.
This is Dick Whitman bringing you the weather. This is Dick Whitman bringing you the weather. And let me tell you, I'm happy to say there's nothing but blue skies coming your way.
Yes, hello. It is Saturday, September 6th, and this is another episode of You Don't Watch Sports right here on the Feo Grande YouTube network. I am the sublimely magnificent Omari Ellis, Big Ugly himself, if you will, the guy the channel's named after. And today I'm not joined by Bill Smith once again, you know. Life has some things going, he's enjoying some great time with him and his loved ones. And I'm wishing him the best there. But the show must go on, especially after last week, where we tried to do something different, where we tried to record an episode, get it out kind of like the old format. Some things happened on the back end and there was no episode, and I just wanted to make sure we got one out this week. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about some things. If you're not familiar with the show, it's usually 2 guys, 3 topics, help you sprinkle a little information to your casual sports conversation. Be your guided light through see a casual sports talk and or wrestling, as you can see, which I consider wrestling a sport, you know, staged or otherwise. Bottom line, I think we all do at this channel. You'll find, if you look at the content, lots of wrestling related stuff. And I'm going to start with that. WWE, because I know people are going to want, especially the people that watch this show, are going to want to know my opinion on it. AJ Lee is back. Looking like she barely left, you know, looking like she never left. At least appearance-wise. I'm happy. You know, I was an AJ Lee fan back in the day. She was cool. She was one of those, she was like the anti-diva before Paige was, right? There were 2 different styles of anti-diva. You know, Paige was because she had the whole Goth thing. You know, the thing, you know, Paige walks so Rhea can run type shit. But AJ Lee had the different thing where she was just, while obviously a pretty girl, she wasn't a pretty girl, you know. She had the whole different charm about her, and she built her character around that, and a lot of people got around that because Me, as someone who was anti-Bella at the time, I didn't like the Bellas. I still don't. But that's neither here nor there. The bottom line is AJ Lee is back. She's teaming up with CM Punk. They get to finally be an on-screen couple that's a couple in real life and not them just trying to make a storyline for Daniel Bryan and Kane. Where they just call AJ crazy all the time. That's it. And she doesn't have to, and yeah, so she gets to come back. She gets to be more in charge of her own narrative to where, she's not, trying to date a different guy on screen every other week because she's wacky and crazy. Now she gets to be treated like an adult with her own decisions because she got a man in CM Punk. And they get to be the happy couple. They get to beat up Rollins and Becky, probably be co-champs and keep that thing going for quite some time because I do believe she teased grabbing Becky's belt. So there's that. But WWE, I wanted to talk about that. Obviously, the Beastly Man himself is back, and character-wise, I've already doomed myself and put myself in cancel territory by saying I like the character Brock Lesnar. I still like the character Brock Lesnar. And that's all I'm really gonna step on because I did not read everything in the mandate. Again, if you believe everything that is said and everything out there, then I don't know, kill him. I don't know, get him out. Fuck it. If he's evil, he deserves to die. There you go. But from the things I've seen, it is a weird situation, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. But that's WWE. I'm gonna be talking longer about some other things, so I'm just gonna move on to the next topic. The NBA got a little grab bag of things. So let's grab bag of things. Kawhi Leonard. First off, speaking of stuff that I did not know about recently. Apparently, him going to the Clippers and him getting signed with the Clippers might have had some controversy involved. He is accused of getting an extra endorsement deal on the side that, NBA players can have endorsement deals. However, apparently, one of these endorsement deals was a company that was owned by the owner of the team, and it was an extra way for Kawhi to get $28 million more than the salary cap would have allowed. I don't care. I don't care at all. He can make your money. Make your fucking money, okay? That's what you do. The NBA shouldn't have a salary cap, and neither should the NFL. Does it suck? They should be more sports should be like baseball in that regard. No salary cap. Let the team with the most money get the most shit. If you don't like the fact that that means the best players are always going to go to the Yankees, well, yes, the Yankees won their 27, 28 championships, but they ain't won one in 20-something years either. It don't always work. And here we are, still living proof of that. You can still have your grassroots team that we do this thing the right way and we make our championships. That's why we got 11. But yeah, I don't give a fuck about no salary cap circumventing. What I do give a damn about, however, is the NBA Hall of Fame class of 2025. That's right. In addition to some coaches and things of that nature, we have 5 players that have been announced. I'm going to go over some of them because looking at the article about it, man, these people, some names I recognize, 3 I didn't because I don't want, I'm sorry, 2 I didn't, but that's only because I'm uneducated in that field. So I'm gonna start with, the people that were picked for the women, for the women's side in the WNBA part of the Hall of Fame, starting with Sylvia Fowles. Apparently, she is one of only 2 players in WNBA history who won Defensive Player of the Year 4 or more times, with her being 4 and only Tamika Catchings with 5 being over her. And that is over the course of her 15-year career that she did so. She's second all-time in rebounds for WNBA, as well as 4th in blocks, 2-time champion and finals MVP in those championships, a league MVP once at that, 11 all-defensive honors, as well as 8 all-star appearances. More than half her career, she was considered an all-star, and all but 4 years, she was all-defensive for the WNBA. She also was one of our many Olympians on this list for the Hall of Fame this year. She won 5 gold medals for Team USA, as well as has her number 34 jersey retired by both the Lynx and LSU, because in LSU, even in college, she was dominating. She's a 2-time All-American, earning Player of the Year for the SEC, as well as Defensive Player in the same season. That was Sylvia Fowles. After that, we have Sue Bird. I'm sure you guys have heard that name. I know I have. But yes, 21 years she was in the WNBA, 4-time champion during that time for the WNBA, also a 2-time college champion as well. Only player in WNBA history to win a championship in 3 different decades. And became the oldest player to complete an entire season at the age of 41 in 2022. She has the record for the most WNBA games played, obviously, with her having the longest career, but 580, as well as is the all-time assist leader, 3,234, and she ranks 9th in total career points, as well as her being 2nd in 3-pointers made all time, ranks in the top 10 for all time steals, fewest turnovers, and field goals made. However, never won an MVP. So much like another player who's been playing for 20 years and stacking up records, where the MVPs at to matter. That other player ain't get no championship in 3 decades. You know what I'm talking about? He ain't an all-time assist leader in his field. But all jokes aside, congratulations to Sue Bird. Joining Sue Bird and the others is someone with a big list of accomplishments that I'm sad I never heard of this lady, but I don't watch the WNBA, but damn, this is a good player here. Fucking Maya Moore. 4-time WNBA champion, 2-time gold medalist, 2-time NCAA, 2-time EuroLeague champion, and WNBA MVP, WNBA Finals MVP, 6-time All-Star, 5-time WNBA First Team, Rookie of the Year, 20th Anniversary Team, 25th Anniversary Team. Oh, and here's the kicker. She only played 8 years. Literally 50% of her career, she was in the WNBA, she was winning championships. And she got 2 Olympic medals during that time too. She went to the Olympics twice while she was with the WNBA, won it. Ridiculous. Maya Moore, congratulations to her. And that's not even like, it's crazy that she has a career that accomplished in that short amount of time. Congrats to her. Now for someone, we go to the men's side. There were only 2 men that I saw on the list for the Hall of Fame that they brought up, and I am not surprised, but also a little surprised that they both got on here. But it's one of those things where it's like, oh, for this first guy, I'm not surprised that he's on here in the long run, but when I first saw the name, I was like, really? And that's Dwight Howard. Now, I mentioned I make sure to throw in the word casual when I say throw legal information to your casual sports conversation, because I'm a casual sports fan myself. So I knew of Dwight Howard. Hell, I've lived in Orlando for a good chunk of my life. I knew the boy was good. Don't get me wrong. I just didn't think he was a Hall of Fame thing, but that's because I was not paying enough fucking attention. So, we all know Dwight Howard was drafted straight out of high school, straight to the NBA, taken #1 overall by the Orlando Magic. I'm pretty sure he's the last player to go straight from high school to the NBA, at least by the old way, without having to go do at least college or at least something professional somewhere else. But yeah, he went straight from high school to the NBA. He's the only player in NBA history to have won Defensive Player of the Year 3 years straight consecutively. Nobody else has done that. But while he's at that, he also, is an 8-time All-Star, 8-time All-NBA selection, and was the rebounding champion 5 times. 5. That's a lot of rebounds. Also, the Superman dunk moment. He's a household name there. He did finally win a championship in the 2020 bubble. Won a championship in Orlando, just not for Orlando. Sorry if you can't see me. But yeah, won a championship in Orlando, just not for Orlando. But yeah, he also has a gold medal to his name because he was part of the 2008 Redeem team. But yeah, congratulations to Dwight Howard. I'm happy that he got into the Hall of Fame. And another person that I knew was going to be in the Hall of Fame, I was just hoping he would have at least gotten a ring to be there, to be wearing while he's in there. But he's not. It's a man drafted from one of the most ridiculous draft classes I've seen in a while. It's Carmelo Anthony. I believe he was drafted alongside Wade, LeBron, Darko, and somebody else. And Chris Paul, I want to say. I could be wrong. But he's... No, not Chris Paul. Because he was like the only one out of the like top 4 or something that didn't have a championship. But that doesn't mean the man wasn't ridiculous. 10-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA, member of the 75th anniversary team. I don't even think Dwight Howard got into that, which is crazy when you look at all the stuff Dwight Howard did. But considered one of the 75 best players of all time, you knew he was going to be in this Hall of Fame when his turn came up. He was ridiculous in college. I mean, he was so good in college that he slotted 5th in the CBS Sports ranking of best college basketball players for the last 25 years. But NBA is obviously what we're really talking about here. After being drafted 3rd in 2003 by the Nuggets, this man averaged 22.5 points and 6.2 rebounds over 19 seasons. And 5-6 teams? Nuggets, Knicks, Thunder, Rockets, Trailblazers, Lakers. Yeah, I may be missing something, but that man was crazy. He still holds the records for most points in a single game for Team USA in the Olympics. He has appeared in the 2nd most Olympic Games, and he's only one of 3 players to collect 4 U.S. Olympic 4 Olympic medals alongside LeBron James and Kevin Durant. So he was Mr. USA as far as the Olympics goes. He was there just about every time. Like he said, he has the 2nd most games for an Olympian for Team USA. And yeah, has the most points. Not the king of current or the king of for real. Neither the king nor the GOAT have more points in a single USA Olympic game than Carmelo Anthony. But yeah, so those are the topics there, and that will be the NBA. And now we're going to go over to NFL Week 1. You see the jersey I got on. I'm wearing the Bears. I got the fucking Panthers hat. It's no surprise to anyone that I root for the Panthers on this channel, and if it is, well, congratulations. I have a history of rooting for bad teams. It is what it is. But last week we wanted to do something fun where, we try to do some picks and stuff like that. And I did the picks, and like I said, it didn't air. So I'm going to run them back since this is actually week 1 anyway. Yes, 2 games have passed, but I will be honest with what I picked for them. So let me see if I can do something here. If I going to see something here. Oh no, I'm not. Whatever. So, I'm going to go through the games, tell you how I picked, because 2 games already happened. First, there was Cowboys versus Eagles this past Thursday, our season opener. I had picked the Eagles going in. After all, they're the reigning, defending, undisputed Super Bowl champions of the world. And it's the Cowboys who just got rid of their best defender. So I figured that was going to be free for the Eagles. Wasn't free, 24-20, and it wasn't without controversy. Man gets his ACL torn. Dak Prescott spits at the man while he's down. Defender spits in Dak Prescott's face for spitting at the downed injured player. Defender gets ejected, and the game hadn't even started fully yet. That was just the opening kickoff. And so one of the best defenders on Philadelphia's defense removed from the game because of retaliatory spitting. And people are calling for this man to be suspended because he spit on Dak, who spit at him. And they're like, no, it's different. Dak spit. Why? Because he missed? It's stupid, but quarterback privilege. It is what it is. But I had the Eagles winning, so already 1-0 for that. But I'd be lying if I said I called Friday's game result happening. The Chargers beat the Chiefs 21-27. I had picked the Chiefs, so there you go. That's me being honest about things. So you know I'm not lying. Like, oh, I can retroactively do shit. No, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Like I said, I'm casual. But yeah, the 27-21, the Chargers upset the Chiefs. Justin Herbert and the boys taking them down. Xavier Worthy, hopefully he can recover pretty quickly. Travis Kelce, possibly accidentally, possibly on purpose, trucked the shit out of him and knocked him out the game. Hopefully he recovers well. Meanwhile, I'm going to get to the rest of my picks for these things, and I'm going to try to go a little bit faster with this because, yeah. And it's early in the season. It's week 1. Something I can tell you as someone who roots for bad teams, optimism is strong in week 1. Optimism is strong. And so that kind of helped temper some of my picks here. Dolphins versus Colts, optimism strong. I'm going with the Dolphins. Steelers versus Jets. When you're a Jet all the way. And for people who don't know what I'm talking about, one, that's a West Side Story reference. Also, it's my way of saying the Jets have and always will be bad, and no amount of optimism will have me thinking otherwise. Steelers taking over the Jets. Panthers versus Jaguars. Panthers are terrible. Terrible team. They do not play well, but it's week 1. Optimism strong. And our opponent is the Jaguars. I'm going for the Panthers. Meanwhile, Cardinals versus Saints, 2 other teams that are kind of on the bottom half of the league. Cardinals. Why not? Commanders versus Giants. I picked the Commanders. They got not Jaden Daniels. They got that new kid there, a quarterback. He's amazing last season, showed a lot of promise. And the Giants showing the opposite. I got the Commanders over the Giants. Buccaneers, I got them over the Falcons. Bills, Bucks. Bill picked the Bucks to be one of the teams in the Super Bowl this year. And also said MVP Baker Mayfield. That cannot happen if they already start off in a deficit. So they got to win a division for Baker to get the MVP, right? So Bucks take it over the Falcons. Bengals versus the Browns. The Browns is the Browns, and brown is the color of shit. The Browns are shit. They don't know who their quarterback is. Maybe Shador can take them out of the funk, but I doubt it. I still got the Bengals, Joe Cool and the boys. We'll see what happens with that in the Ohio Showdown. Meanwhile, we got my most hated game of the week. It's fucking Patriots versus Raiders. It's Tom Brady versus Tom Brady. I hate it, and I think I'm going to go ahead and I have to pick somebody to win this, and I refuse to pick the Patriots, so Raiders. But just know it's my most hated game of this week. 49ers over the Seahawks. I got the Broncos over the Titans. Not much to say there, except, some teams are on an uptick and some teams are on a downslope. Meanwhile, Lions versus Packers. Optimism is strong versus at the beginning of the season, and my pick for the NFC because I just wanted to say something different than Eagles. I went with them boys, the kneecap biters, the strong team, Motor City Dan Campbell, and the Detroit Lions over the Packers. Optimism strong early in the season. Then we got the Texans versus the Rams. CJ Stroud, the true number one overall pick for his year, or the true best quarterback for his draft. I got him over the Rams. Ravens versus Bills. I got the Ravens. That's my AFC team. Cacaw, motherfucker. Lamar Jackson. Let's do it. I got him taking down Josh Allen and the Bills. And you see the jersey I'm wearing. Of course I'm gonna pick him. After all, history be damned. It's week 1. It's a new year. Optimism is strong. I got the Bears over the Vikings on Monday Night Football. And because this game will be played in week 2 before we get to talk about it and pick it for next Saturday, I'm just gonna go ahead and preemptively pick the Packers to beat the Commanders because they got Micah Parsons. That's it. But that's my 3 topics. Nice and short and simple today. Thank you guys for watching. You want to see us talk about other stuff, you can check out the past broadcast that we have on here if you don't watch sports. We may be switching back to a recorded format for it, not sure. But either way, you don't watch sports, a lot of that on this channel. On Tuesdays, we have a show called This Guy Hasn't Seen. Pretty simple premise to pick a piece of media, but it'll be documentary, movie, TV show, etc., anime, what have you. We did a music concert a few times. Bottom line is, one guy's seen it, one guy hasn't. We kind of trade it back and forth. It's a very fun time, just listen and chat. We also have shows on we have videos that come out on Mondays and other stuff that's in the pipeline working on. Going to figure out a lot of stuff with that. And yeah, I also have a Twitter and Twitch in the meantime at Giotavi. That is GIOTAVI. Come on in, stop on by. I'm streaming every day 240. You know what that means. Well, Bill's not here, so I don't think he has anything to say other than thank you all for watching. Adios.